So I did something kind of crazy. For the last 3 weeks, I've been waking up at 5 a.m., doing cold showers, meditating, journaling, working out before sunrise, basically living like I'm some Silicon Valley CEO running a billion-dollar company. Spoiler alert, I'm not. But here's the thing. Everyone on the internet swears this routine will change your life, make you more successful, more focused, more, I don't know, rich? And I was tired of watching from the sidelines, so I decided to actually test it. No shortcuts, no excuses, 21 days straight. And what I discovered? Well, it's not what you think. Let me paint you a picture of where I was before this experiment. My mornings looked like chaos. I'd wake up around 8, sometimes 9, depending on how late I stayed up scrolling, hit snooze at least twice, roll out of bed, grab my phone immediately, and just react to the world. Messages, emails, whatever fire needed putting out. By the time I actually started my day, I already felt behind. Like everyone else had a head start and I was just trying to catch up. Sound familiar? I kept seeing these videos and posts about millionaire morning routines. You know the ones. Wake up before the sun, ice-cold shower, 30 minutes of meditation, green smoothie, journaling, exercise, read for an hour, all before most people even open their eyes. And honestly, part of me thought it was all just performance. Like, nobody actually does this consistently, right? It's just content. But another part of me wondered, what if they're onto something? What if the reason I feel stuck isn't because I'm not talented or smart enough, but because I'm starting every single day from a place of reaction instead of intention? So I committed. 21 days, the full routine. Let's see what happens. Week 1 was brutal. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Day 1, my alarm went off at 5 a.m., and I genuinely questioned every life decision that led me to this moment. It was dark, it was cold, and every single cell in my body was screaming to go back to sleep. But I got up, stumbled to the bathroom, turned on the cold water, and let me tell you something about cold showers at 5 a.m. that nobody mentions in those motivational videos. They don't wake you up gently. They assault you. It's like getting slapped in the face by winter itself. But here's what I noticed. After that shock wore off, something shifted. I felt awake. Not just physically, but mentally, like my brain had no choice but to turn on. The meditation part? Awkward at first. I sat there for 10 minutes just thinking about my to-do list, but I stuck with it. The journaling felt forced. What am I supposed to write about at 5:15 in the morning? Dear diary, it's dark and I'm tired. But the workout, though, that surprised me. By the time I finished a 30-minute session, the sun was starting to come up, and I had this weird sense of accomplishment before most people even woke up. But here's the honest truth about week 1. I was exhausted. Going to bed at 9 p.m. felt like I was missing out on life. I was grumpy. I questioned if this was actually worth it about 17 times. Week 2 is when things got interesting. My body started adjusting. The 5 a.m. wake-up didn't feel like torture anymore. It just was. The cold shower became less about shock and more about this weird reset button I was pressing every morning. And the journaling, that's where I started seeing the real value. I began writing about what I actually wanted for my day, not what I had to do, but what I wanted to create, what mattered. And something about putting that on paper before the world started demanding things from me, it changed how I moved through my day. I noticed I wasn't reaching for my phone first thing. I wasn't starting my day in defense mode. I was starting it with clarity. By week 3, I'll be honest, I didn't want to stop. Okay, so let's talk about what actually happened. Not the Instagram highlight reel, but the real results. First, my focus improved dramatically. And I don't mean I became some productivity robot. I mean I could actually sit down and work on something important without my brain pulling me in 15 different directions. That morning routine created momentum that carried through the entire day. Second, my energy levels evened out. Before this, I'd have these massive peaks and crashes, high energy for an hour, then burned out and scrolling on my phone for 2. With this routine, my energy felt steady, sustainable. And third, and this is the part nobody talks about, I started respecting myself more. I know that sounds dramatic, but hear me out. every morning I woke up and did hard things, I was proving to myself that I could keep promises, that I wasn't just someone who talks about change, but someone who actually follows through. That internal shift, that's where the real transformation happened. But here's what didn't change. I didn't become a millionaire. Shocking, I know. I didn't suddenly unlock some secret level of success that was hidden behind a 5 a.m. wake-up call. And that's actually the most important lesson from this whole experiment. The routine isn't magic. Waking up early doesn't make you successful. Cold showers don't deposit money into your bank account. Meditation doesn't write your business plan for you. What it does is create space. Space to think, space to plan, space to become the kind of person who's capable of building something meaningful. Millionaires don't have special morning routines because they're millionaires. They became millionaires because they developed the discipline, clarity, and self-respect that a solid morning routine builds over time. The routine is the training ground. It's where you prove to yourself every single day that you're serious, that you're not just waiting for life to happen to you. So after 21 days, here's my honest take. You don't need to do the exact routine I did. You don't need to wake up at 5 a.m. if that doesn't fit your life. You don't need cold showers or an hour of meditation or a perfect green smoothie. But here's what I think you do need. You need to start your day with intention instead of reaction. That's the core principle underneath all of this. For most of us, we wake up and immediately give our attention away, to our phones, to other people's priorities, to whatever's screaming the loudest. And then we wonder why we feel scattered and unproductive and like we're not making progress on what actually matters. The Millionaire morning routine isn't about copying someone else's schedule. It's about designing a morning that sets you up to win your day. Maybe for you, that's waking up 30 minutes earlier and just sitting with coffee and a journal. Maybe it's a quick workout. Maybe it's reading something that inspires you before you check your email. The specific activities matter less than the principle. Own your morning, or your morning will own you. Here's what I'm keeping from this experiment. I'm keeping the early wake-up because I genuinely love having quiet time before the world starts buzzing. I'm keeping the journaling because it's become my way of staying connected to what actually matters to me. I'm keeping the workout because it sets a tone of strength for my day. The cold showers? Honestly, I'm keeping those too. They're weirdly addictive once you get past the initial shock. But I'm also giving myself grace. If I sleep until 6 instead of 5 one day, that's fine. If I miss a workout, I'm not going to spiral. The goal isn't perfection. The goal is progress. Look, I know there are 1,000 videos out there telling you what successful people do. Wake up at this time, eat this thing, follow this exact routine. But here's the truth they don't always tell you. The routine that works is the one you'll actually stick to. The one that feels aligned with who you are and who you're trying to become. So maybe don't copy the Millionaire morning routine. Instead, ask yourself, what does my ideal morning look like? What would make me feel proud, focused, and ready to take on my day? Then build that. Start small. Maybe just one new habit. Maybe just waking up 15 minutes earlier to sit in silence with your thoughts. Because here's what I learned in 21 days. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need to have it all figured out. You just need to start treating your mornings like they matter. Your morning sets the tone for everything that follows. So, make it count. If you got something from this, try one thing tomorrow morning. Just one. Let's see what happens when you start taking control of your day from the moment you open your eyes. You've got this.